Hello guys, so today's question is why glucose and fructose form the same oxazone. Okay, so this for this answer, for understanding this, we have to know the mechanism of how oxazone is forming. So I will start with that. I will show it using a molecule of glucose. Okay, so when is oxazone formed? So basically when glucose reacts with excess phenyl hydrazine, right? When glucose reacts with excess phenyl hydrazine, it will form an molecule of oxazone. Okay, it gives oxazone. This is a property of glucose. Okay, the mechanism, we are coming to it now. So basically here is the structure of glucose. There is the aldehyde group at the top, alcohol in C2, and basically this is the basic molecular structure. Okay, I'm not showing the position of which and which, we'll show that later. And this is a molecule of phenyl hydrazine. Okay, and when these two react, basically the aldehyde group, little bit of heat is needed, will combine with the phenyl hydrazine. Okay, the C1 will react and this structure will be formed, right? And this is known as glucose phenyl hydrazone. Okay, this is known as glucose phenyl hydrazone, not hydrazine. Okay, GP, I am going to use the short form GPH for this. Now this molecule, which has already reacted with one molecule phenyl hydrazine, right, the second position has the hydroxyl group. Please notice what is going to happen. Now in presence of excess phenyl hydrazine, this second carbon will be oxidized. Okay, and will be converted to a keto group. Basically you can say it is a keto form of glucose phenyl hydrazone, right? This part will be converted to a ketone, right? Sorry, I'm having some technical glitches. Okay, so yeah, this carbon will be converted to a ketone group, right? And this is known as keto form of glucose phenyl hydrazone. And as you know, this will be the side products, not important to know. Okay, now this molecule, the keto form of glucose phenyl hydrazone, will react with another molecule of phenyl hydrazine. Now as before, as the aldehyde group was combined with the phenyl hydrazine, this keto group will also combine with phenyl hydrazine. Okay, let us see. I'm not showing, this is not the exact mechanism. We all use like eliminate H2O just for understanding. This much knowledge is enough to understand why the oxazone is same. So now you see the second carbon and first carbon both will ultimately join up with a phenyl hydrazine molecule. Okay, both C1 and C2. This, and therefore this structure that we are seeing is the oxazone. So therefore something to understand is there, any structure, no matter what is the functional group attached to the other carbons, if C1 and C2 react with excess phenyl hydrazine, then ultimately they will form oxazone, right? For example, this is the structure of glucose. Okay, and this is glucose. You see what kind of oxazone it is forming. Now this is fructose. The structure of fructose is also almost same, only the difference is in the C1 and C2 carbon, right? Fructose is a keto and glucose has an aldo, hexose. Okay, so because the only difference is between C1 and C2, when both of them react with excess of phenyl hydrazine, they will give the same oxazone. Okay, so any monosaccharide that differ only in C1 and C2 form same oxazone. Okay, the oxazone will be same because as you see both will be oxidized and will ultimately react with a molecule of phenyl hydrazine, and rest of the positions are both same in fructose and glucose, and therefore the ultimate oxazone is also same in both. Okay, So thank you for watching and hope I was able to explain why they give the same osazon. So if you like the video, do like, share and subscribe to my channel, and also don't forget to check out my Telegram and Instagram pages.